finishing a V-neck with ribbing. You can see a video for this that we've got on the website called Picking Up Along a Button Band or Neckline Edge. And I've already done that here. Picked up all these stitches and knitted one full round with the center stitch marked with an opening marker or a hanging marker. I've got an odd number of stitches on each front and they match each other, and then an odd number of stitches on the back. So I'm going to start with a purl because I want purl knit down there and leave that center stitch a knit. So you can start with if you've got an even number of stitches there, you'd start with a knit, but I'm going to start with a purl. And I've already done my first knit round, which you can read on our video about picking up stitches. Also, I decrease stitches a lot on here to show you how drastically you can bring this in. You might want to pick up and knit every stitch that you pick up. You could knit together stitches 4 and 5 or stitches 5 and 6 so that you don't decrease as drastically as I have along here. I picked up knit 2 and then knit 2 together. So I really decreased it just to give you an idea of how drastically you can bring this in. What you want to do if you're going to do knit 1, purl 1 around here is make sure that that center stitch is a knit. And we've got it counted out so that it's a knit. And then I'm going to work knit 1, purl 1 all the way around. When I come back to that center knit stitch, we'll start decreasing. So here is a full round of knit 1, purl 1, and now I'm on my second round and I'm going to do that miter decrease. And we've got this is in our glossary if you want to go look up how to do a miter decrease, but basically you're going to work in pattern in knit 1, purl 1, rib until one stitch before that marked center stitch. So one more knit, now I'm going to work it. And this is, I'm going to slip 2 stitches together as if to knit 2 together, but I'm just going to slip them. And then knit the stitch after it and pull those 2 slipped stitches over. That is a miter decrease, and it pops that center stitch to the front. And now I'm going to continue in pattern. This is going to be a knit stitch. You'll have 3 knits in a row, but the next time you do a decrease, it'll go back to purl, knit, purl, but that's fine. Work the stitches as they appear. So it's going to be knit, purl around all the way around. You can start to see how that center stitch, that knit stitch, is going to pop forward. You can repeat this decrease every round. If you're not going to do a very high neckline, you can pull that, keep moving that up so you mark that stitch. If you're going to do like a 2-inch or so neckline, you might want to do it every other round, not every round. I'm going to go ahead and finish this and I'll show you how it looks when it's all finished. All right, so here it is finished, and I brought this in very drastically. You don't have to bring it in as much. Like I said, I knit 2 and then I knit 2 together. You could knit 3 or 4 before you knit 2 together, or you could pick up and knit every stitch. And then I did the miter decrease every round because I just did about 1 inch. You could do it every other round if you wanted to. Again, that would also not make it come in quite so drastically. But this is just to give you an idea of how much you can bring it in. You may want to do it somewhere in between. Here is the original, and then you can see how much I brought it in. You can do anything in between by picking up more stitches, by knitting more or fewer rounds. You can also either pick up and immediately bind off if you didn't want to do a whole ribbing. You could also crochet around the edges, which would bring it in without making it look like such a formal, rib edging. Just mess around with it and see. But if you try it on and decide that your neckline is too open, you have options. Don't feel like you can't wear the sweater or that you would have to rip it back. it's very easy to fix the neckline and bring it in more.